What's going on, guys? Welcome to your 18th AJAX tutorial, and in this little, mini video series that I'm going to be teaching, what we're going to learn is how to use CSS in AJAX. And I don't just mean how to stick them together in one file. That's simple. I'm talking about how to alter CSS dynamically with AJAX. And this is one of the coolest things because this is what makes a web page kind of look like a desktop application where things are changing and everything just isn't one static, piece of crap content. Now, before I get started, I want to say that technically you don't even need CSS with AJAX. For AJAX, you just need, some HTML, JavaScript, and XML. But it's actually one of the coolest parts of AJAX. It's what makes people it's what makes people happy. No, I'm just kidding. But basically, it's one of the coolest parts of AJAX CSS. And with that being said, you don't really need CSS for web development. So, unless you want to be a web designer for Craigslist or something, you better learn CSS. So, I already went ahead and I built the shell of this program. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a table. And then I'm going to have two buttons. Now, one button changes the style in one way and another button changes the style in another way. So let me go ahead and start off by including some files. Now the first thing we need is just our JavaScript file, and I'll just go ahead and name my JavaScript file and my CSS file Bucky. So bucky.javascript, and also the CSS file bucky.css, and it's a CSS file and style. Alright, so now all of our files are included, and of course we didn't create this JavaScript file or the CSS file yet, but we're going to be doing that in, first of all, I didn't even stick this in the head. Embarrassing. But we're going to be creating those files in the future. So now what I want to do is, remember that I said basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a table and then I'm going to have buttons underneath it to style it dynamically. Now at first the table's not going to have any styling, so let's just go ahead and build a very boring looking basic table. So I'll just go ahead and put table, and we'll give it let's just give it like 3 rows or something. So the first one will be table head, and what am I gonna put in this table? Let's just go ahead and put like things in my pocket. So this table will have a header of things in my pocket, and then we'll just go ahead and put 2 rows of things in my pocket. It'll be a very simple design just for demonstration, and we need to give this an ID table head. Now later on what we're going to do is we're going to access this ID and say, okay, I want you to change to do this, or look this way or this way, but for right now it's not going to do anything. So now that we have the head, let's just go ahead and add, actually I forget to add my rows, table row and table row, and I just want to go ahead and indent that. So now what I want to do is I want to make another row, a table row, and give me a little bit more space to work with here. Looks pretty good. So in this row, I'll just go ahead and write the name of something in my pocket, like I don't know, what can be in my pocket? What do I have in my pocket right now? I have chapstick in there. Alright, so this ID is item 1, and we'll just go ahead and copy this row and make item 2. In item 2, what else do I got? I got a cell phone. So basically this is all we're going to create aside from the buttons. This is basically the shell, or basically the layout of our table. It's simple as that. So we created 3 rows in our table. The first one is just going to be the head, and we can actually look at this right now. The first one is the head, things in my pocket. The first item is chapstick. The second one, cell phone. So as we can see already, this table is looking horrendous. So we need to hurry up and style this biatch right now. But in order to style it, dynamically according to whenever the user wants to, we need to give the user some way to change this, and the most common way is just through buttons. So how do we create buttons? Well, let's just go ahead and add a break so it's not, on the same line. It looks a little bit nicer, and we just go ahead and add, they're kind of like submit buttons, but they're going to have a different value. So I'll add two of these. Input type equals button, and I'll just put value equals. Alright, so this is what we can do. We can style, we're going to have two different styles. One style is going to be if you're a dude, and one style is going to be a chick. So the dude style is going to be like blue and green and stuff. Very stereotypical, but for this example, it'll be easy to get the point across. And the chick, of course, is going to be like pink and yellow and stuff. So again, that might be a little sexist and, stereotyping, but it's easy to explain. So the value is just I'm a dude, and on click, what's going to happen on click, and of course means, if you've never seen this attribute before, what happens when the user clicks this button. But what we want to do is we want to call a function called dude. So that's that, and now we can just go ahead and copy this and add button. This one is I'm a chick, and this is chick. So basically, let's go ahead and take a look at our layout. Right now we have a table that has no styling at all, and eventually what's going to happen, if the user clicks I'm a dude, this is going to turn blue, give you all kind of manly font. And if the user clicks I'm a chick, then what it's going to do is it's going to turn pink, and they actually can click it back and forth without ever having to reload the web page. So it's not like you click it once and that's the way it's going to be. If you are a dude, you can click it, and then if your sister walks in, be like, oh, this table's too manly, because, she's from Britain or whatever. She clicks that, it's going to change, bada bing, bada boom. So basically, let's go ahead and, alright, let me go ahead and pause this video, because this is getting pretty long, 7 minutes. I don't have that attention span that great yet, so, and pretty much we're going to continue with the JavaScript file and the CSS file in the next tutorial. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you then.